Morning from sunny. No, it's a little bit hazy in Jamaica this morning. Let me peep out. I see nice blue skies with some nice puffs of clouds. I don't know what them call them clouds there. It's a long time since since geography class. So
Hold on,
morning.
hold on, hold on. Are you saying that me left Jamaica a couple of days ago, hot like a hell, and it's not hot anymore?
Well, no, I'm saying that right now, this morning, it's not so hot. But don't worry, in a couple of hours, we'll catch up with the temperatures. The temperatures have been blistering. Let me tell you, blistering. It's hot. By 10:30, 11 o'clock, you don't even want to be anywhere near outside. Just sleeping.
We should know the best.
Today's Saturday, so we get to stay indoors longer.
Let me tell you something. I was telling Michelle that I had a ball in Jamaica last week when I was there. I mean, like ball, B-A-L-L or B-A-W-L or whatever it is, but ball. It was good. And I tell her, say, people are hold hand and I fall in love right in the middle of Kingston. Me see man and woman are hold on like them upon lovers leap or something like that. I've not seen that in Jamaica in a long time, and Diana keep me from that for a long time now.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Me tell the morning.
Good morning. We're here. We're live. Leo had a ball in Jamaica, getting us jealous.
No, getting you jealous. I think Diana is in Jamaica.
I'm in Jamaica. I mean, I have no jealous for jealous. And worse, when I see like today's newspaper that tell me that it's coward and idiot in Jamaica, then cowards in Jamaica.
I would that demand there. I mean,
Michelle, tell us how her week was, Leo.
Yes. Michelle, how your week go?
Oh my, just working, hustling. Great.
Boring.
I know I have a boring life. But I also on Thursday night I went to a carnival, Juve.
Ooh.
I do that.
Hold on it. What kind of Juve? Carnival is Caribbean, you know. So
yeah, Caribbean,
you got Jacksonville. You're not supposed to have carnival up there, be white people up there.
No. I was surprised. It was a whole Caribbean community that they have yearly. Now they're going to do the road one where they actually go on the truck and people walk, but I don't think I'm going to go to that one. But the whole Juve where you party and people just spray water upon you, which is purposefully when they try to spray me, which me never like, but it was fun.
Can you imagine seeing Michelle on the back of a truck?
Nice. I the idea of it.
It was fun. It was fun to see everybody, together laughing. And they had jerk chicken. And a Jamaican jerk chicken, obviously, but a jerk chicken.
Yeah, Jacksonville, they can't have jerk chicken. There was some kind of, stew chicken or something, fricassee or something like that.
Yeah, with barbecue sauce.
Exactly.
So, Michelle, is this an annual event that they're going to have at this particular time of year so people can probably plan for it?
Yes, they usually have it annually.
Why would I hear? Oh, okay.
Okay. I met the guy that puts it on and he said it's yearly. And it's fun. A lot of, like it's tame. Not like how I guess we would be used to. But at Trinidad, people from the other islands, not other Jamaica. So the music wasn't like Jamaican, soca or whatever, reggae. So it was mostly focused on, soca. But it was fun. What Leo?
I mean, if it's not Jamaican, this can't be fun. I mean, it has to have a high component of Jamaican this night.
Well, it did have two other Jamaican boys.
Oh, okay.
When they dash woman on floor and they, all of that foolishness. But when they really I didn't appreciate because everyone just have fun. And they keep young people, but Jamaican always put their little stuff in it. But it was fun. It was.
I'm just messing with you, Michelle. I'm glad you're having fun up in the bush there, in the boonies.
Althea said good morning to you all. Costa said hey. Costa said morning. Lorraine said good morning, everyone. Angela said good morning. Althea said, did the water wet up your curly locks? Yes, they did. Oh my, I was targeted, to be honest. Everywhere I went, the guy just sprayed me. They just sprayed
I
me.
just like you. I mean, I just like you. You don't know where I talk about. You
And
just
then the
don't know.
girlfriend started spraying me after. Oh my God.
It's
It
not
was
because
so-
she like you.
Exactly.
I was like, what is
Exactly.
going on? I'm like, what is going on? Michael said, morning, folks. Diane, do you agree with your partners in crime that the media should stop reporting crime and violence in Jamaica? Example, Donnelly. Oh my God, Michael, we never said that. Remember our show on Tuesday? Paula said, good morning, all.
And hold, I want to ask the audience to tell me what happened on Tuesday night, because I got a message that I was kicked off the show Tuesday, as of Tuesday night. But because I know the code, I come back here this morning. So I want to hear, did Leo kick me off the show again?
Yeah. Me, mama say zip. Mama say zip. Zip your lip.
Never. Paula said, good morning, all. BM said, good morning to you all. Patricia said, happy Sabbath, everyone. I'm going to go on YouTube right now, but you know.
Please do, because YouTube's doing very well. I'm so happy to see how YouTube has jumped up and people are watching us on YouTube. I like it. I'm liking it a lot. Loving it. In fact, Michelle Tuesday night was the highest rated YouTube show ever. You know?
Yeah, I was surprised to see the numbers.
Yeah, I tell you, does that tell you anything, Michelle? Does that tell you anything, Michelle?
Yes, I won't be on Tuesday nights. As of now, I won't be on a Tuesday night. Check the ratings.
Ratings.
You see, ratings over friendship. You see what the country come to? Ratings over friendship. How much likes you get, how much likes you not get, friendship.
Oh my God. Oh, Diana, what's going on in Jamaica we can talk about today?
Lord gosh, whole heap of things. Oh, I'm supposed to read the news. So let me read the news one at a time.
Yes.
I'm going to start a foreign for we like foreign. So FBI took secret documents from Trump's home. The former president says the cache, including information about presidential funds, was declassified. So I must say, hey, them information no important. I can't keep them in my yard. I'm not even writing comments on it, just simply reading the headlines. Rushdie on ventilator and may lose eye after attack. Now, people might say, who is Salman Rushdie? He's a writer who suffered years of Islamist threats after writing the Satanic Verses in 1988. And like I say, I just touching the headlines in the foreign land. And then now I come to Jamaica, and the headline: members, soldiers, motorists injured in fiery St. James crash. So this morning there was a motor vehicle accident on Friday, and 2 soldiers and a male civilian was injured, and this was along the Freeport area of Montego Bay. So that's
just past which part them of the no man, the music thing there. What you call it again?
Okay, the Sunfest.
Thing,
so
yeah, Sunfest.
It's a 3 vehicle crash, you know. The JDF vehicle, a Toyota vehicle, and a Delta vehicle. No, them have vehicle named Delta. Anyway, the 3 of them crash. Wow. And I want us to go back to that. So make a note as to why are we seeing so many accidents along our roadways. Perhaps somebody needs to do a study. The other thing that I have,
they don't have no license.
Probably they don't have no license. The other article now is Camina's campaign expenses, and it's an article. It's a letter to the editor that I'm wanting for us to read.
Read it.
It says, the editor, Madam, I don't think anyone was shocked by the figures released by government for Minister Kamina's failed bid for the Secretary General post in the Commonwealth of Nations. As someone commented online, quote, disturbing but not surprising, end of quote. The $18 million was reportedly spent on the campaign, and $25 million was spent on travel expenses to attend the conference. Another $15 million came from undisclosed funders, supposedly in Jamaica, which went to the public relations firm in the US, a firm used by the Jamaica Tourist Board to promote Jamaica. So the question is, the letter continues, did foreign interests support the campaign? Did they expect tourism revenues to flow from Johnson Smith's bid? Approximately US $100,000 was paid to the firm, which raises question. Why wasn't a local firm used, since this was primarily about engaging the Commonwealth members voting at the meeting? We expect government to support its candidate, but to what extent for a job that benefits the individual with personal gains? There are no kickbacks. The late bid was also controversial, considering a Caribbean national endorsed by CARICOM is currently serving with 2 years left to complete the cycle of appointment. We don't know how much the incumbent Patricia spent campaigning. My understanding is that Scotland funded her own expenses based on a low-key, low-cost campaign, which relied primarily on personal connections to lobby support. And I'm going to skip through. The other question relates to the large delegation from Jamaica that traveled to Rwanda, where the critical vote was held. Johnson Smith was expected to win, and a large delegation was on hand to celebrate. Jamaica's ambassador to the US was present. I'm not sure what value that added. The letter continues. The PM's wife was and others were also present as part of the delegation. I'm not sure most would not have been there if Smith's name was not on the ballot. The letter continues. We cannot ignore cost to host two influential leaders in the Commonwealth, the presidents of India and Rwanda. The close timing of these visits shortly after Johnson Smith announced her candidacy are obviously linked. The Auditor General might have reasons to probe Johnson Smith's campaign expenses, including US dollar payments to a foreign PR firm. The campaign was triggered by an overzealous team driven by big egos and foreign influencers who were convinced that Smith had this in the bag. We are not a wealthy country. We have questioned priority. We must question priorities and be mindful of tactics used to cover up and justify unreasonable expenses. And the writer is P. Chin. I found it to be a really excellent article that raises questions that we perhaps should have long had as Jamaicans in Jamaica, as we as educators should long have. When we look at the needs of even, let us go to the basics, the infant schools, the early childhood institutions that are not able to meet the required standards to become approved institution. The Ministry of Education and the Early Childhood Commission will tell you that more than 3/4 of all institutions that currently operate as providing service for those indeed at the foundation of our early childhood, of our education system, can't meet the standards. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the proper layout of property. They need like $1 and $2 million to make them up to the standard, to meet the check the boxes so that they can be regulated. And we could spend all of this. And that is just one sector.
So 100,000 equal 15 million?
15 million, but a total of 18 million spent by one ministry, $25 million for expenses, and another 15 million donated. You know how many early childhood institutions.
Okay, so at $2 million per, 15 million could take care of 8 schools, bring them up to scratch, right?
and they don't need $2 million. 1 million each could take what at 18 plus 25. My math's not even so good for me, used to them. Over 40 institutions, 43 institutions could very well be on their way for recognition as approved institutions.
And get after they get approved, then get government funded. Right?
And then they get government funding. So
because right now they're not being funded by government.
Can be changed. This is just one instance, $43 million. And we don't add the other $50 million that the private whoever gives to them.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Every time you see the figure breakdown, like when you hear the figure, people might say whatever, but when you break it down as to what could be done with that money, it makes more sense. But to be honest, we're beating this Kamina thing. I know it's gonna come off it.
Oh, you know,
because they're twisting it around now. Because I see the opposition been raising the question. I know they're attacking the opposition, Motley, that she's not smart, she don't know the law. So it's coming to another circle where we just wanted answers. And that's all the people want answers. I know they're making it a big thing. And then it's gonna go away because now the twist is on it. So I just think
okay, so the Motley issues are different. The issue that Motley bring up is a different issue from the spending. The issue that Motley brought up had to do with her being the principal of a declaration form that was submitted to the United States State Department that is required by every foreign government that's doing business in Jamaica in the United States. So that's a totally different issue, and one that need a whole lot of clarification, because we tend to, okay, so we have an organization called the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council that's operating inside the United States, operating inside of Canada, operating inside of the UK and other outlying areas. And by right, each of those persons must be declared as government employees, Jamaican government agents, they call them, our government agents. They should be declared on that same form as an agent of the Jamaican government, but they're not, and they're operating as representatives of the American citizens, and you're not supposed to do that. All right, so that's this was along that line that Motley brought this topic up, and it's really a key topic because the declaration should have been made, and it was made, and there are questions about the viability of it. That's what it is.
And so it all goes back to the spending and how this money was spent and who it was spent for. So that's the point. So now they're twisting it all around, which, as we know, nothing's going to come off it. It's going to be brushed aside in a few months. So we just maybe have to just move on from it. Because
not at all. I don't know, man. We have to
just move on it, Michelle.
To us, maybe we gotta need to know. That's why they're saying we're cowards, the one who left Jamaica. Like, we the cowards are looking at it and saying, no, this needs to be clarified. We need all this information. But maybe, as this guy said, which we're going to talk about, those within Jamaica are saying, this is not important to us. We don't care. So we're over here saying you need to care, and they in Jamaica are saying they don't need to care. Let's move on. So I think we should move on. Get my point?
Hey, listen. One thing I'm sure about this on the show, that we are journalists. We can talk about any topic that we want to talk about, and nobody can stop us. We have a free in this country, in the United States. We have freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom.
What you talking about?
Okay, Dan, you don't have freedom of speech because we can't hear you.
I live in Jamaica. I'm sorry, okay. But I live in Jamaica.
There's a lot of comments coming in. Anissa said, good morning, watching from Scotland. First time here. We're in Scotland. Liam said, Scotland!
Liam said, I get to Scotland. I'd love to know what took her to Scotland, or if it's a he, apologies, but what took that person to Scotland and what has kept them there?
Write it down the chat for us.
Yeah, right. Let us know. VM said, I missed you on Tuesday, Dr. Diana. Somebody missed it. I missed it
so much.
No, no.
Tony said, good morning, Michelle, Dr. Diana, and Leo. Our heat wave is broken. It's a beautiful day on Long Island, outside in the yard. Hope your weather is also delightful wherever you are. Shireen said, good morning, everyone. Garvan is here. He said, blessings, y'all. It's Saturday. Let's give thanks. Lorna said, good morning, ladies, and the roaring Leo. Diana, I'm packing a box for you. Your ex-friend promised to kick off the show and not pay you. Promised to kick you off the show and not pay you. VM said, they don't have money to do what is necessary for the Jamaican people. Others say, good morning. Please refresh your topic.
Yes, we didn't add the topic this morning. It was not refreshed.
Okay, that money should be better spent on much needed services in Jamaica, education, care of the elderly and disabled, healthcare on the local level. So badly needed. Patricia said, does viewing the show on YouTube from TV still count the ratings? Just curious. It's more convenient for me to tune in from there and still be able to multitask. Yeah, man, you can link up on YouTube. I'm going over to YouTube now for our YouTube people. Dee said, good morning to everyone on this forum. Dee said, once the system is broken, the outcome and expenditure will be taxing on the society. Dee also said, I'm waiting to see an inclusion of all amenities issued equally to all Jamaicans, even out of the playing field. Okay, Anissa responded. She said, my husband, but my love for the place keeps me there. Scotland is a great place to live. So she find husband, so that's why she does Scotland.
That's why she have no room up there for me, need one too. Lorna Hamilton Blackwood, thank you so much for the proposition to send me a box. Let me tell you, her garden is in full bloom and she's reaping left, right, and center. But thanks for telling me that Leo promised to kick me off and not pay me. Well, he not usually pay. We not usually get the pay. We not that lose. But,
come bust me out on the show this morning.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God. You know, we also had a topic this morning, that Tuesday night, that we started talking about at the end of the show. It was Lisa Anna, who's giving up representational politics, politics. And we started talking about it. The show was ending, and I don't know if Diane has any thoughts about that.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that she's going, but for whatever her reasons, we wish her all the best. She's done well. She's been quite impressive. She's brought to the space a combination that is rarely seen, features and traits. When she speaks her mind, she speaks well. I don't know, I like her. I admire as a woman. I admire as a woman in politics. I admire as an individual who, despite all the opportunities elsewhere, she chose to seek out and to serve the people. So having served, having made that commitment and served, and she wanting to reconsider, just wish her all the best.
I remember when I remember back, I think it was 2006 or 2007 when Portia introduced her, as candidate. That was a big moment, because we didn't see a Miss World sitting in a political seat, and so it took us a time to get used to that, and then we started seeing her. I saw her make a presentation at UN one time, and was really impressed with her delivery, right? How confident she was and stuff, and I got to admiring the qualities that she has as a politician, to be able to speak out and speak forward and speak frontal. And but everything must come to an end at some time. I don't know what the reason is why she's leaving, but there are a lot of speculations as to why. Anybody want to share?
Yeah, but my thing is this, every time people are exit, people always want to know the why. Why? It's just something within her that she decided she's had enough and she just want to move on. It's okay.
Well, Michelle, let me tell you something. When you decide to leave the show, me want to know why you leave. And you better tell the people why you leave.
Because you're always yelling at me.
Yeah, okay, so you're telling me from now.
Me too, Michelle, me too, Michelle.
You're telling me from now. You're telling me from now. Okay, that's fine.
Me too, Michelle. We both leaving for the same reason. We're tired of the abuse, public abuse. I never like him a beat very hard. Open up public.
But she all right. She did a good. I do admire her as a woman, standing up. She did get her fair of hits, from the public, and she stood firm. Even the other day when she made a little snafu with her reading of, the document, and Nigel went at her. She still headstrong, and she was woman enough to say, you know what, I made a mistake and try to correct it. So that's what I like about her. But I feel like wherever she's going, she's gonna excel and do well. And I wish her all the best, She did 15 years. That's a long stretch for a job. So
ungrateful job.
Very ungrateful job. They always say with politics. It's very ungrateful. Very ungrateful.
Let me tell you what I think about politics. When you decide to go into politics, you have to have a hard skin, first of all. Because you are just human who's gonna make mistakes. And people understand that you make mistakes all the time, because even them, the people them were criticized and chastised, they make bigger mistakes than the people them in front of them sometimes. And so, I don't pay attention to people who talk bad about people because they make a mistake. Because everybody has a chance. They do well in other spheres, but sometimes something get away, and you just have to give them time to come back again. No, there are people out there who perennially do the wrong things. I mean, every time you look around, they want to do the wrong thing. Me have a problem with them people because it means that they're not learning. They're not learning from the general public. They're not learning from book. They're not learning from themselves. They're not learning from their own mistake. Me have a problem with them, the people who perennially makes the same mistake over and over and over and over and over.
They head tough.
That's like, Leah, keep on yell at me.
Yeah, over and over, yeah. But that I love yell that I love yells. Yeah, we make the difference. Yeah, we make the difference between that.
All right. Dee said, I'm happy for her. I'm on YouTube, people, so comment. Dee said he's laughing. Dee said internal issues are really taxing in these parties. It is true. And back on Facebook, where our lovely people are.
Hold on, are you calling the people who are not on Facebook not lovely? Are you saying they are not lovely? Is that what?
We love the listeners, people. Okay, back to Facebook. Garvan said, your research the Lanya virus found it. Yes, I did. I found the article about it. Garvan said monkeypox now has a vaccine. Paulette said, I admire Lisa Ann and I wish her all the best in her new chapter in her journey. Patricia said, Michelle, that juice looks so delicious. You need to share. LOL. Is that guava juice? No, it's not. It is raspberry lemonade by Simply.
That little white snipes.
Hey, Michelle, they don't know if you find white.
Exactly.
But my last article from the paper is headlines, boneheaded. And it says, expats rebuke Montego Bay deputy mayor for labeling them cowards. I don't have a subscription to the Gleaner, so they're not allowing me to read the whole article, but I'll read a little bit that we can read. Members of the Diaspora have reacted strongly to Montego Bay deputy mayor, and his name is Richard Vernon. His characterization of expats as cowards for seeking out greener pastures at the expense of developing their homeland. And the quote is, only cowards run away.
I'll let Diane take that on because because I am not going to be one of those who's going to jump on the bandwagon and say what say and cuss him off. Because to me, you don't respond to foolishness like that.
That's what I say. I give too much coverage.
No, but I think for me, I am insulted because it speaks to a lack of knowledge. It speaks to just not knowing anything. If anybody, any reasonable person, any person who is supposedly in a position of influence gets up and say that people have left Jamaica to go to foreign to seek for greener pastures are cowards. They have no idea about the history of the Jamaicans leaving to England. They have no knowledge as to why a significant portion of Jamaicans have left over the years to go to North America and elsewhere. So that person has read zero book, has attended no class, has interacted with nobody of any sense that could have, in light of their illiteracy, attempt to educate them. Now, for this man in a position supposedly as deputy mayor, him should demit office for saying this stupidness. How can
did he run an election and win?
Well. How can it speaks then to the competence and the capacity of people who are leading.
Diana,
Deputy mayor of the country of Montego Bay in a community. Let me don't talk in a community where it is. Where there's a prevalence of scamming activities, and he would want to say that those who have stayed here to be scammers are contributing better and are not cowards. But people like Leo and Michelle and everybody else in the diaspora who have gone away to seek greener pastures, to uplift, to build house, to contribute to the education and the development of the country are cowards. Him need to come and speak about that. That's crazy. That's illiterate. That's ignorance. I'm very offended.
Because
then it means that everybody who live here is an idiot, because him is representing all of us left here. We are idiots.
That's what he said. But he's so stupid because he even doesn't follow his own country, because the contribution we make to Jamaica is the highest amount of money sent back. We're the ones that are building. We're the ones that are also reinvesting by giving back to schools, by whatever technology we have learned. We come back to Jamaica and educate our Jamaicans about it. You have people who get educated.
I don't think you need to say to even go,
but anyway, I wish to apologize to the diaspora for this comment that is made, this unfortunate, uneducated submission that any person who supposedly holding power, holding position of authority could have uttered on behalf and suggesting that this is a Jamaican perspective. We need to understand there is nobody excepting himself, I am sure, who supports that position.
No, because he said it in a room, and I'm sure that he got applause, and I'm sure people were in there. Nobody said anything. And the thing is that
most people don't say nothing because I'm afraid of them. So he probably get away with it in that space because everybody afraid of them.
But when I heard his statement, I'm like, oh, this man is in office. Like, who are these people voting for this man?
But, like Leo said, I understand Leo saying, you never go dignified by a response, but I needed to apologize.
But for Jamaicans, though, then Jamaicans need to address it and apologize to him, those in Jamaica, because this man, oh my God.
Diana, I think that representational politics is sometimes ill-advised. Sometimes it's good to do selection of our representatives, because what representational politics does, even if you didn't learn to read or you didn't spend time going to school and you are very popular, you can win a vote, you can win an election by just putting your name on it if you're popular enough. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody who sits in a particular seat that they are capable of handling themselves in general public. I really, to me, I didn't need to see that in the paper, because something is, to me, that doesn't make any sense. So therefore, since it don't make no sense, make no sense for me to make a lot of comments about it, other than, when you vote for people, make sure so you vote for the right person. Put them in there.
No, it begs the question as to what ought to be the minimum requirement for people who offer themselves for service. It cannot simply be popularity. There must be that Jamaicans are holding these people accountable, just like a teacher. Teacher need to go to school and have a teaching diploma, but they also need now to have a first degree. And if they don't have that, there's a law that is coming that says to them that we're going to lock them up and we're going to charge them. We need to have one for politicians and anybody at any echelon of the political system that is offering themselves. They must have a qualification too.
But their father
was this, or because their mama was this, their mother rather, because their father was this, or their mother was this, or because them own this, or them own that, or them popular here, or them popular. There must be requirement, just like you require a teacher to have the qualification for XYZ, and you require the doctor to have XYZ, and the accountant. These are the people who are making laws and impacting much in terms of the welfare. So we take the donks one them, when they can't do nothing else, we take the donks popular ones them and make the decisions for us, the educated ones. Something wrong with that. People like them need to step aside.
I'm not going out to vote, so that's that. But I noticed, I just want to say, with the new administration, I did see where they did do a program where they had those who were just like new MPs doing a program.
What's a new administration? What's a new administration?
Well, they get a degree.
They got a certification.
Certificate, I can give you and you a certificate too.
But it was good.
I can buy a certificate.
But
I can buy a certificate.
I'm saying it was good. They were in training. I saw them in training. I saw a few of them posting. They were in training. I guess some also from the PNP.
So he never got a training then?
They need to put it on a local level, because these local ones are really, the local, like the, councillors and whatever, they're really not the smartest bunch. But
I can't say that, but I'm just saying that
some of them, because this one is proving that.
Me want one certificate.
Proving that.
Diana,
I don't have to forgive.
Let me read somebody comments.
You can just buy one certificate online.
We have a lot of comments. VM says she should join the UIC party. I know her through watching YouTube videos.
Who?
That would not go to the party, Lisa.
Oh.
No, not with the proposition to revamp the constitution. She's not going to do that.
We'll see. Althea said, it speaks to a lack of intelligence. Millicent said, Lisa's departure will be missed. She is well informed and progressive in her actions and words. Frustration probably plays a huge role in her decision. She has to deal with those hard heads and non-progressive in parliament. Your co-host needs to be a little less aggressive with his comments. Then I said,
like this is how he is. He's very full of vigor, and he's very loud about things and passionate, and it comes through. He doesn't mean any harm, and he's never going to change, and we're keeping him just the way he is.
When I reach certain age, I can't change it. And this is why they always talk about working from the early childhood level, because when they reach that age, they can't change.
Send me go back down our early childhood.
Exactly right.
All right. A, B, C, D.
Right. Michael said, Diana, that idea of being traitors to Jamaica, those who migrate, is heavily promoted on social media. Millicent said, ignorance is not bliss. To call these people cowards, so many of us continue to donate and contribute to the Jamaican economy. That is true. He's an idiot. Lawton said, good morning, my dear friends. I look forward to seeing and hearing you all each show. Thank you for your active participation. Jacqueline said, these people don't respect us Jamaicans here abroad, and I yawned. Lorna said, I wish Lisa all the best. She gave up a lot to serve the country, the people who elected her, and her party well. Many young girls looked up to her. She was abused many times, even by some in the party. Some men in the party acted like all she had to offer is beauty. Like Portia, she was up against many wolves in the party, but can only take so much. She's still young and have much to contribute. I wish her well.
Yeah.
Althea said, that was never a requirement to hold an office. It should be revisited. That is true. Jesse said, good morning, Michelle. Dr. Diana Leo has been having problem coming on. Hail you all. Michael said, Diana, that's why we have qualified permanent secretaries. Millicent
No,
said,
hold on, but the permanent secretary can't rescue them, because how is the permanent secretary going to influence the mayor? That is the parish council level. That one lead up to Desmond, whatever his name, ministry, parish council, go into that. How the permanent secretary going to rescue a comment like this?
Let me say this. I've been in this diaspora movement for like 32 years, and it's only within the past 5 years, not even 5, probably 4 or 3 years, that the Jamaican businessmen, most of the popular Jamaican governments, local governments, start recognizing diaspora as a part and parcel of the development of Jamaica.
that's true.
So I've been to Jamaica.
No, no. Let me object to that. I want to believe that prior to, there was significant engagement of the diaspora, but there was a lull in the engagement at some points of transition, and it is now again in the past 3 years of the latest administration, that the past 2 years perhaps, because it's not 3, is the fact that the diaspora was able to come into the Ministry of Education during the COVID period and provide service to those teachers and help them to build their capacity, that brought the relevance of the diaspora back to the fore. So I want you to suggest all over 60 years, there was no engagement.
So let me say this. 20 years ago, the party, who was the prime minister? 20 years ago, it was PJ Patterson, right? Who invited the diaspora to Jamaica to do some things, to engage and blah, blah, blah. But the engagement from 2004 until about 2009, 2020 was basically with those leaders who would travel to Jamaica. Because once we left, there is no talk about diaspora anymore. I've watched how laws and rules and regulations and orders have been placed in paper, and I've seen how it's forgotten that diaspora existed. I know that for a fact. But when it comes to diaspora conference every 2 years, that was a different kind of flair and fun, fanfare and stuff. But during the year, no one remembers. Just recently, I'm talking within 3 years, that you start hearing people, and I think it's pandemic that broadens the whole thing about diaspora movement and stuff. That it's what they start realizing. Oh, we need technology, and diaspora is gonna help us, and so forth. Because diaspora has been engaging with Jamaica for eternity. They've been bringing stuff to Jamaica every year, every month, every day, and going through the customs and having problems and leaving things in customs because they get frustrated. All of that used to happen often, but it stopped. It's not happening as bold as it used to because of the awareness. And I think that young gentleman just came from that old school, and that's all that is. Because I've heard in the past 2 years, I've heard a minister, a senior minister, who said that diaspora can't help us. I've heard that.
Yeah.
And it caused a lot of friction. So, it's
yeah. Okay. Millicent said, again, Jamaica is making rash and unintelligent decisions, which society looks up to educators for lack of continuing education. Beverly said, Leo, that's a funny Leo comment. Good morning. Paulette said, it takes courage for many Jamaicans to leave their family, homes, jobs, and everything to go to another country to start a new life. Gregory said, diaspora is only important or recognized as long as it is contributing, not even a consult. Over on YouTube, Dee said, no fighting here. Dee said, I agree, it's totally illiterate on his part. He said, we understand the bully mentality of some of these politicians. They should remember that they serve the public. Dee said, please, bless, lovely, love everyone. I'm about to begin my constructive day. Walk good. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Lorna said, Dan, I agree that educational requirements should set for politicians. Some think that popularity is all that is needed. They get elected and all they do is play politics. I was shocked to hear that school board chairman is a political appointment. It is?
The school board.
School board chairman.
What kind of chairman?
School board chairman is
Where?
a political appointment.
Where?
No, no.
We
In
don't have
my area, in a political.
We don't have a political. We don't have a thing called school board in Jamaica. We have a Ministry of Education.
Oh, I'm
So,
not just talking about the school board, local school board.
Okay, and so in Jamaica, the current minister is in fact an appointed. All ministers in Jamaica are appointed. The MPs are elected. Some MPs are also ministers. They get more money, right? So you have one MP who's also a minister. So they're appointed, they get paid as an MP and they get paid as a minister. Everybody in the Senate, the upper house is an appointee, right? But the current minister, I don't remember if she's an MP. She might be an MP and she's
an MP.
Okay, so she's an MP. Okay, so she is an MP, and then she was appointed by the cabinet, the prime minister, as the minister.
The only thing I think, like when people are appointed in this position, they should have a background in that position. You know, like if minister.
I totally agree with that. Once you become a minister, you should be somebody who have a skill in the area that you're appointed in. And obviously, you shouldn't be a minister of education if you're not an educator, unless you have been an educator as an educator. You should not be a minister of finance if you're not a finance expert. You should not be a minister of agriculture if you know nothing about agriculture. And so I believe that the only way that we can fruitfully improve our nation is to apply the resources where the needs are, the proper resources where the needs are. You identify the need and you match the resources with the need and apply it. What do you think, Diana?
Well, let me tell you, we just had so much issue with this Zoom and internet down here. So me just come back on, me totally frustrated. But we quite agree, say, them can't be running Dolly House and supermarket and only experience in business is to count out a pound of saltfish, and then the next minute them head of Ministry of Industry and Commerce, or then cannot, and I'm just using the term loosely and not pointing any fingers, they cannot have operated failed business operations and them in charge of economic growth. These are the things that we have to be mindful of. We must put in positions of ministers, competent individuals, qualified individuals. The members representing them as members of parliament should be that. Yes. They should represent their constitutions. Yes. They should see to the welfare and the well-being of the operations and the support that the various ministries give to their constitutions.
Yes.
Their constituencies, rather.
What people need to understand that ministers are national planners. They're national administrators. They administrate.
They're not national. They first are looking for the benefits to their constituents before they begin to address. And then after they look at it this way, they look at my fit them on that them in charge of, that they are in. Then they look at their party ones, and if anything, leave them deal with the others.
But that's the reality right now. But I'm telling you what it should be. What it should be is that
is the Jamaica first.
Like congressmen or senators who look at the well-being of the entire nation. Right.
And it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate because it has frustrated any reasonable growth and development of the country. It has frustrated consistent effort in particular projects. There are very few projects that one can look at and say, yes, these projects have progressed from one administration to the next without a hitch. And at going back to a project that a number of institutions had signed up on, and I'll share it here because it's public knowledge. So there is about 500 police officers who graduate per year who join the force. We need
That's
more.
all? 500?
At best.
Oh.
But never mind, 500 resign and gone a foreign anyway, a year time. So each year we're putting in this. And then one minister came up with a great idea. Let us prepare them at the community level using the educational institutions to give them the content that they need on the academic side. And then they come into the training institute and spend a shorter period based on their performance at the academics. And about put all of them over the training school. Half of them are going to drop out for the campus, the academic side. Make the institutions at the ground level prepare them in terms of satisfying that academic requirement, and then them go for the rest of them training. So excellent idea, and MOU signed and money identified for the thing. Let me tell you, within the next week, that minister get transferred out to some other place. Somebody else come in, and you don't hear cum about that project. Done, no conversation, no MOU, those signed, performed, no follow-up. And at the community level, you have lost an opportunity to train within the communities. You have lost an opportunity to increase the number of persons who are joining the police force to meet the needs, because at that rate, you would have at least had 1,500 people graduating from the police force on an annual basis.
First of all, you were out of order to be trying to increase the amount of police officers that's graduating from schooling each year. Because if they want 500, you give them 1,500. They not have no money. They want to say, "Me not have no money for people about police officer."
But because look at how much it is that you pay the police officer.
$90,000
police officer 100,000 Jamaican
dollars. That's too much
per month. 100,000.
Okay.
But you spent on a trip 25 million, 18 million, and 50. How much police officer you could have paid?
I have a lot of comments.
Even just for 1 year. Even just for 1 year.
Even for 1 year.
I have a lot of comments. I cannot forget.
All right.
Okay, so
I think somebody's shirking their responsibility, because it's been a long time since no message as no comments have been read. It's like 15, 20 minutes. Nobody now read.
I'm not going to support that because Leo cannot read. Michelle is overburdened. If Michelle no read, me have to read for you can't read. Illiterate.
But Paul said, "Blessings, Lisa. You are an inspiration and blessing to the people of Jamaica. I know you love and listen to your heart during your tenure in Jamaica's parliament. Continuous blessing on your journey, Lisa. As they have said, education is key in all positions. This is 2022, not 1968. Lorna said, high school chairman in Jamaica is appointed by the MP for the area.
All right, and I want to speak to that.
Oh.
The school chairman, they really ought the process as that it ought to go through to the minister, but the MPs usually make a recommendation as to who it is. Now, in institutions that are church owned and operated, not necessarily private institution, they have the liberty to propose who meets their standards and their expectations. So like at Immaculate, woe be unto anybody who think that they're going to be anybody but Catholic appointed by the Archdiocese of Kingston in Wareham.
Okay, so that's what they were talking about, not the minister. Yeah. It's a chairman of the school board.
The local board.
The local school board. Oh, I misunderstood that. I'm sorry. Okay, let me apologize. I am apologizing because I thought they were talking about the minister of education.
Apologize. We understand.
Yeah.
Apologize again, Leo.
Apologize again.
Keep that in reserve for when you need to apologize.
Okay, Paulette said, agree, you should have experience in the position you're appointed to. Alicia said, so true, madam. Michael said, Leo, Michelle, you're talking nonsense. The school board members are politically appointed overtly or covertly. Dr. Dana just explained, in my area, I don't think it's political because we have like PNP MP for a while, and the persons that were appointed were not PNP. It was just, as you said.
You know.
Coming on, they were either running for office.
But you don't know if the person
but then they got the position as the local councillor for the area. So I know they are JLP, but the people like pick them who they can work with.
You don't know who that chairman they vote for. So we don't know
we
where
know all of the chairman them. Remember that
you don't know if they vote. You don't know if they vote. Hey, listen, a lot of people.
You see how Leo in Cantankerous? Let Michelle read the comments.
Paulette said tribalism rampant in Jamaicans politics. Millicent said, Paulette, Noel, Philip, I agree with you. Gregory said they need to recruit police and soldiers from high school, like here in the States. They offer them their service to enroll. This can be done for any sector. Mark said all organizations are political. This said, oh, he left. So we have a lot of people on YouTube. We have like 9 people. So people comment. They just left us, but comment.
So as far as police being recruited from high school, America is moving right now from that the abundance of high schoolers coming into the police force into college grads, because they've found now that college grads have a better experience interaction with community individuals than the people who are coming out of high school. High schoolers are very impressionable. Anything we tell them, them do. When you go to college and you learn, people tend to want to think by themselves, so they execute. It's found now that the college grads, university grads who are police officers, don't encourage and don't get involved too much in police misconduct. Most of them are high school grads. So, me don't hear what I said. I think we block you. We block you because.
Oh no, sorry. Repeat what I just said. I missed the last part. Oh, sorry. Make sure I understand. Repeat.
I tell her what to say because maybe me say it wrong.
You never say nothing.
You know, that's okay. I'm going to do something like that.
I love Diana. I love.
He never say a thing. He said that we not to take the police them out of high school because they're too impressionable and them just come and anything they tell them to do, then just go do it. But he said, suggesting that based on the research and the findings of the research, that graduate persons coming out of college are not likely to fall on the wrong side of the law as officers, as we're seeing now. So there's a cutback now. The intention is to focus more on college grads for police.
So I was so clear. I was so eloquently. Oh my God! I was so clear that Dan was going to repeat what I just said. I go, my God!
But yeah, I agree with you because I do see some of the officers that do go through UE that are doing exceptionally well and high ranking, and they do carry themselves a particular way. But yeah, that's a good step for them to get these and help with their college education because I think they pay for it. So that's a good step. I do encourage that.
And the other step is they are also bringing in police officers and military at officers level, at the upper level, the upper echelon. Most times, police officers grow from ranks from the grassroots all the way up. But now they are starting to accept them at an higher level. With a certain
that is perfect. That is what the military does here, and it works wonders. And especially, that a command. I don't like surprises.
I met Renee Harris. I forgot to tell you guys that Renee is joining us this morning. I forgot to tell her. But it's okay because we love when guests join us.
She not look too bad, but
Renee, you better have good. Alligator back this morning because there are 2 women here who bought. She's not hearing us.
Not hearing. So let me read some of the comments while she log in. So Joni said, the U.S. recruitment out of high school is ridiculous. Too many ignorant and unprepared people. Those are the people who, without those options, would be wasted segments. Most get in through a form of nepotism. The USA system is part of the ills of what we see in society. Jamaica has a much better system. However, when a Jamaica love their own country and truly have allegiance. But we need to teach them that. I guess I need to bring back the love where people respect police and soldier. I guess I need to bring back that.
Because just come back, just come back like that though. Just come back like that.
Take years,
Yeah, I wonder which medication we all have to take for that to come back.
Exactly.
Good morning, really. At the basic level, level.
Hey, Diana, one place we never take me, right? But I'm gonna go there already. Is one place named Point Hill, way up in St. Catherine, right? Way up in St. Catherine. And this lady, her name is Renee Harris, is from up in that bush, right? Right?
Come from up there too, you call it bush. No, up there bush I come from.
No, that's a bush I come from now, man. No. But this lady has done some great work in community, and I was introduced to her earlier this week. And I just wanted her to spend a few minutes with us and tell us the type of work that she's doing, because I know it's like diaspora work being done in Jamaica.
So she's in Jamaica right now?
Yes.
Good morning.
What's her name? Renee Harris?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Yes, my name is Renee Harris. I'm currently.
Hi, Renee. How are you?
She sounds tushy. Go on.
So, Renee, tell us a little bit which high school you went to.
It's not Clarendon College.
No, it's not.
Thank you.
St. Jago.
St. Jago de la Vega.
St. Jago, why year you left St. Jago? I have a friend that way. What year you left St. Jago?
Oh, I finished in 1988.
Why is it that you're asking the woman that the question? Let that woman age now. What kind of thing that?
It's okay. She's fine with that. Only when you get past 50, you're concerned about age. And you drop them the other way. So Renee, tell us a little about growing up. Where did you grow up? You went to St. Jago, we found out. But tell us some things about you, where you grew up.
So as Leo said, like I am from the bushes, but lovely bushes. So I grew up in the hills of Point Hill with my grandparents, and I lived with them for the formative years of my life up until age 11 when I moved on to St. Jago, went to Point Hill, of course, all age school at the time it was. And then I moved to Portmore where I, with my mom, and went to St. Jago from there. So after leaving St. Jago, I worked for a while, and then I went on to UTech. I did like hospitality and tourism. Later on in years, I moved on to the United States, went to Johnson & Wales, where I completed an MBA, did a second master's in psychology. And yes, I'm currently working with the New York City Department of Education right now.
Whoa. MBA and psychology, what the hell, what are you thinking? What is that?
You expect you to meet people like you.
So actually, being from Jamaica, hospitality and tourism, hotel, we're all hospitable people. So that's a big deal. So I did hospitality and tourism. And then later on, I heard that, Johnson & Wales is a really good school where I could do my MBA and this and that. So I did that in Rhode Island. But as I got older, I wanted to do more and wanted to affect people's lives. So I moved on to psychology. So I did a master's in psychology. So, focusing on substance abuse, really. But so that's what I did for myself. But really, I guess I want to talk about the project that
the project.
Yes.
The project. I have two questions. One, when you said you're doing substance abuse, I see that it's a big thing. Is that what your project about in Jamaica?
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
but
okay.
In a way, it could tie into that because it's a focus on children, like maybe paying attention to reading and therefore staying away from, getting involved.
And the other question is, this one we're talking about it. People come into the US, but I noticed he said he went back home.
Oh no, I'm not home. I'm still in the United. Yes, I'm still in the United States. I live in New York. I work with the New York City Department of Education.
In the category of cowards. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, I read that last week. And also, like, I'm currently.
I suppose you're coward because you're bullet everything else. Yeah.
Listen, if there are ways to find opportunities to build Jamaica, and it means being outside of Jamaica, I applaud that. And I am one who is outside of Jamaica. And therefore, I am very pleased to say, because of me being outside of Jamaica, I had the resources available to build a library in Point Hill.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Now tell us about that project, because we're going to only give you 15 minutes and then we'll throw you off.
Okay, that's fine. 15 minutes is great. So I started this project in, like growing up in Point Hill and seeing the lack of resources there for kids. There was really nothing social. And I would go back home like on holidays. So in 2018, I was home, and then the kids always gravitate towards me, while I'm there. And I felt like, I always wanted to do something. And it occurred to me that I could build a library, because I was now working in the New York City Department of Education, and I saw where they had books that were being given away or, stuff like that. So I started collecting books in 2018, shipping them back to Jamaica, started a building on my grandparents' property, which my grandfather left there for us to use, And I built a library, but because of COVID, it was COVID-19, it was slowed down a bit. I wanted it to be done within a year or so. So finally, I got it done in February of this year. Everything is completed. All the building is completed. The books are there.
Enough book in there too. Enough book in there. Yes.
We have a picture. You could show us.
Yes.
Yes, we have many pictures. So I did an official opening despite the rain. I wanted it to be a grand thing, but we had rain on the 29th of July, but we still managed to have a really nice opening. And the books are there. I have a lot of books. When I say, a lot of books. So I got a lot of books from every discipline, that books were available that were being thrown out pretty much. So I collected those, and now the library is there. And I'm very pleased to say that I expect, the kids they're very happy. I know that.
Utilize it. That's good. So are you going to expand? I know you focus on Point Hill, but like other areas need libraries. So are you going to expand this?
Don't answer the question. Don't answer the question. Don't answer the question. She wants to go to Trelawney. Don't answer it, okay?
I'm thinking Trelawney needs, we have a library, but in the little communities, we need, but that's good though.
Yeah, and I know exactly what you're thinking, because obviously with a project of this in mind and seeing how it is that I can accumulate books, I even do have extra books right now. There are plans. So, it is an official nonprofit organization. So there are plans in place to move forward, but really we just started. So yeah, we have to get this like cemented and then we'll move forward.
I'm still trying to figure out who introduced us again. Remember? Who introduced me?
Keisha Hall. So Keisha Hall did a.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes. Yes,
Keisha Hall. She did. Yeah, she actually did an article in the Gleaner.
Right. Okay.
About you?
Yeah, man.
Oh, because we can't access Gleaner, I didn't see it. But congratulations, that is major. So the extra books that you do have, would you donate them to other institutions, or what are you going to do with those extra books?
Well, plans are. Yeah, there are plans in place, but you mentioned other libraries. So for me, like it is rural libraries. That's what I see moving forward.
Country library.
Yes, so it is country. Yeah.
When it's a rural, I don't understand those kind of things. Big terms, right?
Yes, it's having those like country libraries accessible to kids. And, I want to add that, reading is the big deal for me. It is reading, because it is the reading that my grandparents instilled in me, my grandfather, that took me from one stage to the other and caused me to be successful. So, but I wanted to add that, yes, I will have computers, because I've gotten donation for computers. So, to make sure that the kids are able to do research and everything like that. But the focus is really on reading and homework help and just focusing on books.
Okay, so you did other things at the library. You just said homework help. So it's not just for reading, but
no.
assistance for the all-round educate. That is perfect. That is neat.
It's a resource center. Yeah. Yes.
We want to commend you on this bold step, and want to hope that when the deputy mayor of Montego Bay watches this clip, as they all do, that he will recognize that a coward came back to build within a community a really needed critical thing for the development of our young people. A resource room that was not constructed by a member of parliament or a councillor or a mayor or a deputy mayor. it was constructed by someone who was raised in the community, who went to foreign, come back, recognize
The need.
and serving the needs. I really
I wonder if he had built if he had built a library anyway or a community center.
You know, so then I was saying the same thing. What this brave guy did for his community. The cowards are the one doing it.
So I'm really happy that you've done it. I'm happy that you went on to address that it's a resource center that supports homework, because to just have a library, I can Google down everything I want to read.
Exactly.
But to have the support to help me with my literacy and building that capacity, I'm celebrating that. To have computers, because a lot of them have a little phone and sometimes it's a banger phone, so they don't have that access as well. So really commend you on the project and to wish you all the best. Thanks for sharing that with us.
And just to add that it's like a safe place for these children too, with all that's happening. And so that is perfect. We need that. Well, every community needs that.
Yes.
So,
and it also encourages others within the diaspora. How do you give back? No, Michelle is tickled and excited at the idea. All she needs is one little space to create a mini library and we can get going. No, other people who work with Department of Education can say, oh yes, all them book that what they dump and all of the book them where they recycle people gone with, we could have sent those back to Jamaica. So I'm happy that you recognize that and did that. And thanks, Leo, for sharing.
Hold on. Oh, no, I give the woman no time to talk. I don't know how to talk. Give me lady.
No, but we have to commend her.
Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. Yes.
My question to you. What is the name of your organization?
So it is called Pinnock's Oasis. Pinnock's Oasis, and this library was built in remembrance of my grandparents. So their name were Lucille and Bertram Pinnock. So I used Pinnock's Oasis, and I coined that name Oasis, meaning that you know what an oasis is. So this little library in the middle of the country, is what it is. And you know, when the kids like step into this space, like I've made it into such a safe, someone mentioned about the safe space. Yeah, it's a safe space. It's a nice space. It's a clean space. It's a good place to be. And I can see them like, you know, gravitating. I was in Jamaica for a week and a half during the opening. And, you know, I can see that the community, not just the children, but they embrace it. They were saying thank you. So, you know, it's for the parents and for the children, they embrace this and it's a good thing. So I'm very happy to know that this is there. And
here's a tough question for you, a very tough question, okay?
Yes.
The tough question is, you have electricity, you have Wi-Fi, you have a librarian, you have water, you have all of that in there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank God. Oh my gosh.
Everything, it's you know, new world. It's nothing, it's the best. We want to give the best for our children. When we give the best to them, then they kind of emulate that kind of thing and they know what to expect. So we want their expectation to rise. So everything is there, you know, everything is there and it's there for them.
Well, let me tell you why I said that. Go ahead, Michelle.
No, I just wanted to ask her a question because I want to ask her about her psychology, about whether she offers that to them while they're there.
So whenever I get a chance to go, not in an official manner, but for me, understanding like early development and how crucial like this, you know, the early stages of life is, I like often like make sure that I engage with the children while I'm there, but not from an official perspective.
All right, that's nice. It's just because the reason I ask that question is because people from the diaspora, the cowards from the diaspora, a lot of us go down and build something and they don't put the resources into retaining and maintaining the space. And so I'm happy to hear that you have Wi-Fi, that you have electricity, that you have a librarian, and there's water and stuff that
bathroom, yes, there's a built-in bathroom.
That will maintain, because it's important to maintain. If you don't maintain it, then to me, it wasn't worth worth it in the first place. You understand?
Yeah, so you know, Leo, out in rural country Jamaica, we don't have running water, so most people use those tanks. Do you know those tanks?
Yeah, man, yes, you put a tank on it.
yes, so we have installed like 2 huge tanks, and they're always the water truck coming, refilling and filling, and always making sure.
I like that girl, yeah. She a country girl, but I like her. I like her because she
Country people are the best.
She think she's a thinking old country girl. And these are the kind of people that you want to put in office as ministers so that they can think big, take the small model and just broaden it like that. Pretty good.
Okay, I have a lot of comments coming in for Miss Harris. I will read them right now. Arthur said, Miss Harris, I have more than 50 box of books I can donate to your library if interested. So we need your contact information.
Okay.
Dean said, Michael Manning, okay, I'm going to go back to those comments, but I just want to read her comment. Oh, just that. We'll go back to the other ones. So just
Lawton Wilson says, big up yourself, Renee. Thanks for the generosity. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Because I'm telling you, I've seen so many people who do things halfway, half-mast, and then people them can't use it. But I really appreciate it.
I've always been taught, like, when I do things, it's a reflection of me. Okay, so whatever I'm doing, it's a total reflection of me. And I much make mention like of my cousin in Jamaica who is on the ground, like Junior Francis, like he was there to ensure that everything
Junior Francis.
done. Junior Francis. He is he's a chef from Sandoz. He's on his own.
Okay. Yeah. Call some other names.
And also here in New York, my friend, I'm currently on vacation right now, but in New York, I have Francine Ramsey, who also she's a close friend, but she's the one that helped me to log books in cars. Like during winter, we load our cars and we're taking books, and I'm taking them home, and her car is filled and my car is filled, and that's how we did it. So it wasn't just I that did it, and so other many relatives and friends in Jamaica. My cousin
call a name.
Glenroy Baker, who was integral in ensuring that the paperwork was done, like back and forth to the companies of Jamaica, to the nonprofit. It was a lot involved. It was going back and forth, going without me being on the ground in Jamaica. So we got this done. And of course, the Pinups family, my family all together, because, this is a reflection of them as well, and the thing that our grandfather taught us. So I'm really very happy to know that this project is completed. I know it's going to go places. There is so much more to do. And there are lots of friends here in the United States who are like behind me, like 100%, so I'm very happy.
Okay, a few more comments. Johnny said, Miss Harris, excellent. Well done. Continued great work and contribution. You represent the essence of giving back. Love, love, love. Paulette said, excellent program, Renee. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
To ask, who is managing the operations on a day-to-day basis?
Okay, so I mentioned Junior Francis, who is my cousin, more like a brother. So he is local, he's in Jamaica, so he managed like the operations. Of course, we have the librarian there, Samantha Coleman, and she's there on the ground every day.
From the community?
She's from the community. So that's another thing that I wanted to ensure, that there's an individual from the community. This is someone obviously that we pay, and we're, yes, so they get involved. So it's something that is well run, and it's going to get better. So,
and I say that deliberately. I asked the question because I expect for you to have a librarian or somebody who's managing it, because you've created employment opportunities.
Exactly, and that's one thing that I wanted to do. Yes, so
therefore,
is our librarian.
Dan, do you know where Point Hill is?
Point Hill.
All right, so Point Hill, I can give you a little direction.
Tell which part Point Hill is.
Yeah, we all know where Dovecut is, right? So if you're coming out to Spanish Town and you're going to Dovecut, then you just continue heading all the way up the hills. That's where Point is. If you're coming from
Paul Mountain or something like that.
Where is that?
Paul Mountain.
Watermount, maybe.
Paul.
No.
Paul Mountain?
Yeah. And if you're coming from Loidersville, you could come from Loidersville and head to Point Hill.
Exactly. That's the point. That's the way I know how to get there. Okay. So you're closer to the Bullet Mountain. I should have known it, so. Oh, anyway.
I know Loidersville, there's Watermount, and Kentish and all those hills like surround Point Hill. Okay, so
Yes. All right.
All right, so we get. I'll probably use the Lloydersville. So you do Lloydersville, and then you get into Point Hill easier.
yes, and it's the old country way where you ask, where is Point Hill? Pusey for sure. You know, like they'll direct you. That's what it is.
Arthur said, congratulations, Renee Harris.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the thank yous. Thank you.
Well, Leo, thanks very much for sharing, Renee, for having met her. And thanks, Renee, for giving back to your country, recognizing a need and serving it. And we wish you all the best. We wish the librarian all the best here in Point Hill. And we look forward to visiting.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I'll for you to tell us where it is so that me and Dan can go. Not to call Michelle.
Michelle,
welcome everyone.
Thank you, my love. It's good to meet you and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you.
Same here. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.
That's so refreshing and encouraging.
Very, very refreshing.
Everybody trying to come in here, do a little, make Jamaica better. Everybody just do a little.
The values that were inculcated by her grandparents and building on that legacy. Awesome.
Let me catch up with the comments now.
We have to stop them calling from come back to Jamaica.
That's true. Then if you stop, Paulette says, true, Michelle, high school grads are still impressionable. I know college grads are open and will think for themselves. Gregory said, how many US students after so much money spent going to start at an entry-level start? Jesse said, yes, I agree with Leo. I have heard they are requiring students from college. Michael said, Michael Manley tried to establish an officer corps for high school grads, which was sabotaged by the rank and file in the police force. Millicent said, critical thinking and reasoning skills are important for a police person. These skills are not developed enough to deal with the public at large. Polly said, oops, apologies to Leo. I thought your name was Michael. I'm even said Michelle. She mean Leo. Arthur said, Miss Harris, okay, I read that one. Dean said, Michael Manley, like every political from PNP and GLP, created the crime problems Jamaica facing now, which is still supported by today's politicians. Garvan said, I wish man depart from evil. God bless all the souls that abide by this particular instruction. And we read that comment, and we read those comments. YouTube, 8 people, nobody commenting. We're here. I'm watching you. Comment.
We're watching you.
Yelena, we have one more news article to go. So read the first, please.
We have more news?
We have one more news article to go.
We don't have more news.
Oh, you didn't have any more news article? So can I talk about my runner?
Oh, Sharika win the diamond. News that an expectation that I had said.
And I think they gave what's her name, Shelly, and another upgrade on her status. She's almost what do you call it now?
OJ.
A national hero, right? No, yeah, somewhere there. Married or something.
No, but I use that term. She's not no national hero. She does.
I'm going to tell you why I said that. Let me tell you why I said that. There was a survey done by a group in one of those government groups in Jamaica, trying to figure out over Miss Lou and Bob Marley who should get the national hero status. And this survey come back dead heat.
Oh, well, we should, on that matter, the Kahoot it.
Where is it?
We don't have it yet, but I'm going to have to do a subscription. I have to do a paid subscription. And then we can conduct our own surveys among the cohorts.
Yeah, but we really don't like his survey with Miss Lou and Bob Marley. I think,
Boy.
Miss Lou.
Yeah, I mean, I think I should the host to see, like it's a given, you know what I mean?
What is a given?
Some things just do, like she should get recognized, like she's done a lot to me.
Oh, that's your personal opinion. I think Bob Marley should get it.
No, Bob Marley too. Like it shouldn't be a competition where they run and say who do what. You know what I mean? Just do it.
I think it was a good gesture to find out the polls of the people where they are. I thought it was very nice. I think.
Yeah, but each time I do poll, I know who them are poll because I don't know.
I think both are deserving of it. Miss Lou from a Jamaica standpoint, Bob Marley from a Marcus Garvey standpoint and the international standpoint. Garvey never made it his name in a Jamaica, and no my brother. Bob Marley will do the same thing too. But Bob Marley, nobody not dancing Bob Marley music when he not sing it. But
that is true.
When he come to America and go to England and go to other places, then people recognize him more than we recognize him. And at them make we start recognizing Bob, the work of Bob, you know, and as a whole nation. Because we you know, most times back in the days, because of the influence of the colonial state in the 70s and 60s, we were still thinking London, and we would not recognize Bob Marley as a giant in his own right, because he have long dreads and because he smoke weed.
Yeah,
right?
but there was a time when they used to say no Rasta, no whatever, no one song even say you know long hair, long hair.
Long hair people need not apply. No one old nigga no Rasta, and because they equalize old nigga and Rasta together. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, we did not do a good job of elevating Bob in the early days at all. And it's just like any other Rasta man.
Yeah, that is true.
We didn't do a good job of it. And Miss Lou got a lot of flack in the early days too because she was speaking patois on RJR and nobody like that, you know. No, we never used to.
Proper English, you have to be proper.
You have to be proper, like a Dan Tappin and Mary Garth and Erica. You had to have been speaking those kind of, you know, tongue. But you know,
yeah. On that note, no. Only thing say we should you teach people in patois.
We can't read patois. I don't think we need to go that far. We can't read patois.
Another language. It's another language, and patois is not international.
Yeah, we could
use
it.
Yeah, we need to be able to communicate with the rest of the world. So we have to continue to learn English, but continue with the culture of the patois in our big way because we like talk English, as you can tell.
Yeah,
I'm very comfortable with my patois. So if this show if I could talk patois all of the show, it's just that sometimes you have to speak English for other people to understand. But if not for me, you chat patois all day long, but I want to learn.
Yeah. Okay, Anita said, good morning, beautiful people. Garvan said, Michelle, it's evident you're exhausted. You always read my comment wrong. Okay, Garvan.
But Michelle, you have
I think both. Anissa said, hi, Michelle. Spice went to Farmers All Age with her Give Back program earlier this week. Great contributor. Yes, I did see. She gave a lot of books and vouchers to the school, Spice in Farmers. Joni said, there should not be a competition. Each should be recognized based on merit and contributions to Jamaica as well as international influence in cultural celebration.
I don't think that they were, I may have misspoke a while ago. I don't think they were trying to determine who to give it to. I think they just wanted a temperature to see what the general public feel or how they
feel about it. But the thing is that the younger people who go for not even know Louise, they're not teach them about her in school. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Put them up.
Miss Lou is only known by people over a certain age.
Exactly. So then go to say, maybe give Natima Cartel, who popular now, Shensia, you know what I mean? So those things, I don't know.
Shensia for National Europe.
Well, popular in a popular generation. VM said, Dr. Diana, you read an article prior and said you would get back to it. What was that article? Garvan said, long hair is a man's shame. Only about the was it about the guy's comment? Paulette said both Bob and Miss Lou should be national heroes. Okay. Yes, Leo. Paulette said, no, Patois is for us. Jamaicans still need to learn English. Agree.
You know, Diana, bring that up. I drawing it up.
No, they have a Patois Bible, and a lot of people are advocating for to recognize that the language of most students within the space of the classroom is really Patois. And so when you're attempting to instruct them in English, they don't understand. They're not getting it. But despite that, for me, it is not a premise to instruct in Patois. I think what we need to focus more on is to teach English, assuming that English is their second language. Their first language is Patois, and that's okay. But teach English as a fundamental course. Because when they leave, when they write their CXC papers, and when they have to put their answers in and put it in Patois, they're not going to be competitive against the rest of the region or on the world space. There is no Patois as an option when I complete a form anywhere in the US or Europe. It's English, French, Spanish, and something. So
I don't think they should get an option to teach English. I think English should be the only way that you learn in school. Teaching English, the mechanics to know, the noun and the pronoun and how they match each other and so on. That's fine, the mechanics of English. But I don't think that a teacher should instruct in any way in Patois. I think that she can accept an explanation in Patois, but ask them to speak it in English too, so that they're both of them. You understand?
But I'm saying that there is a need for more than the fundamentals of English language to be taught.
Right.
We need to have more classes than just the fundamentals.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This is how we see this. So this is in Patois. My mother gonna work. My mother went to work.
My mother left Ghana.
So they should then
have
a class for Patois. So
So
we could celebrate our culture. So we should have a class in Patois to celebrate our culture.
No.
Like
Class in Patois.
I think so too, because in other countries they have their language, their mother language that they teach their children. So we don't lose our culture, because you see these children are losing it. Most of them
what are you talking about? They're losing English. They're not losing Patois. Yeah,
but I'm saying if we're going, I guess that is my point. I'm saying it's okay to teach them the mother language, the Patois in school, like have a course focused on that. So it's a connection to our culture, our history. They can do that, but not
accomplish that by teaching them English in a more extensive way, where you're translating Patois to English.
Yeah, that's of course like that.
Translating English to Patois is more the Patois to the English.
Yeah,
that's what I said. I like the idea of the teacher accepting the answer in Patois, but then tell them to translate that to English now.
No, that they always do. We tries to say, "I did not hear you."
No, when I grew up, there was no Patois. When I grew up, you could not speak Patois in general class. The only one that I remember speaking Patois is basic school. That's it. But after my
even then we could attack you.
Yeah, done.
They always say, "I did not hear you." I didn't hear you.
There's something that I want to talk about, and I can't even find. But
all right, let me read the comments so I'll figure it out. Johnny said, "I agree, Michelle. Most people are lacking the information to recognize and vote with enough knowledge." Johnny said, "What is the definition of a national hero?" Millicent said, your argument is not valid per se. Marcus Garvey is even further back. Paulette said, "Guys, bless up, enjoy a spectacular weekend. Love this engaging discussion." Lorna said, "It's good for a country to recognize people as heroes. I am a little scared if young people are appointed. They will have enough time to mess up and do wrong. What happens if we get one and 10 years down the road, we find out they are scammers?" As they said, that is why we go back to education of teachers. Johnny said, "That is the reason for formal education. How the heck are they going to communicate, compete, and successfully contribute globally and internationally? They're already behind. How much more do they want to go back?" Tracy, I like Diana's perspective towards our dialect. Paulette said, my parents insist on us speaking English growing up. Patois was what we used to communicate with your friends. They used to say you need to communicate with the world and you don't know where you will end up in life. Lauren said, I love to use Patois for my own benefit. It's my culture and very proud of it. Jude said, teach English, of course. I recall when I submitted my application to UWI, I had to write an English test. Imagine that. Also, to immigrate to some countries, you're being asked to do English tests. No teaching of Patois at all. Althea said, that goes for me too. I never talk Patois in Jamaica. Johnny said, their interest in Patois can be taken as far as for credit in college if they so desire, provided they are instructors, educators who have studied the dialect and its history. Millicent said, continue to instruct in English. We learn and speak Patois in less formal situations. When children migrate to America fluent in Patois, they often are put in English as a second language class.
Yep.
I totally agree with that.
I wanted to raise an issue, and we can probably agree to look at it another time. There is an increase on the roadway of these fatal crashes. And I'm beginning to think that the relative ease with which people just smoke these spliffs is probably altering them performance and mental state. Any hour of the morning you look out, somebody have a spliff. I'm every time I see an accident all over again, I really come back to it. I'm sorry that it preoccupying me all the time, and I probably read
the ganja. Another ganja. Another ganja.
Diana, are you saying that these accidents are caused by weed smokers?
I am suggesting that it might be causing some of them mind altering capability. I don't know.
And the Mali, what am I talking
about? They get mad. So if the driver for the taxi smoking weed, suppose him gone berserk and we don't know as the passenger.
Well, Mali are the big thing right now.
What
but
is Mali?
I think this is a drug that all these children are doing. They get pills and they have parties where they take these pills. They don't know what's in the pill. They don't know what.
Where is that taking place? In Jamaica?
In Jamaica, they've been doing studies. If you follow the news every week, they have it now. That is a big thing.
What is it called?
Molly. So they have
Molly party.
Yeah, like teenagers and all of these young adults taking these drugs. Not marijuana. If they do marijuana, they season it with these drugs like cocaine or whatever.
Yeah, look that up on Google.
I first I hear about the Mali pandemic and one in Jamaica now.
We never hear about the Mali.
We forgot to talk about that. Thursday night, Mali in Jamaica. I think Mali, I'm a friend Mali.
Yeah, I think Mali can be shut up.
No, but I think that issue with the driving is that
where it says, and this is an article from July 3rd, clearly we never read it. One Mali was broken into two pieces, and when a 24-year-old man swallowed his half, he felt the effects within minutes. It lasted around 6 hours, and your eyes would be wide in amazement as you hear him detailing the effects that hopped all over his body like a sugared up kid on a playground. But the effects didn't send him running away. They left him wanting more. And so he continues to go back for more of the drug that the National Council on Drug Abuse has described as unsafe, especially if not prescribed. So international experts say Molly is a street name for MDMA, 3,4-methasone, long name meta something, which is a popular rave drug used at nightclubs and music festivals to alter mood and perception. They have warned that though many people may see Molly as a drug that helps them let loose, connect to others, and dance all night, there are many facts about the substance for which users need. Oh, you said to me, Molly.
Yeah, but I'm surprised I know that's a big thing now at Jamaica. Like that's all the kids are doing. Molly, not the ganja.
I can't imagine
They have videos. They have videos and everything, and they do say that a lot of them turn up at the hospitals, like overdosing. So it's a big issue now in Jamaica. I'm surprised I never hear about it.
Wow.
Especially with high school students. They're sounding the alarm about it, but I'm surprised. Well, it's loud enough then. But yeah, so I think it's the speeding. Most of them not used to these cars. They don't do, like how you have to do the driving lessons and all these things. Some of these just get licensed, start driving. Some of the cars are really fast-paced cars that should not be on the road. I just see that they alter. Because most of the time when I see the crashes, I like these cars just speeding. Like I don't know. And most of them like leave parties drunk. And you see a lot of them being killed, like the youth children, they leave parties drunk and then just driving home drunk and causing these serious accidents. But I don't know what can be done about it. I fear the drivers more than I fear the gunman, because to me,
So let me want to go back to Molly. Was there some other name for Molly? Is Molly ecstasy?
I think it's another version of ecstasy, but I think it's drugs, because what they could do is go into your home and take your drugs, like your prescribed drugs, and use it. So that's why they say always lock up your medication. And these children are doing that.
Oh gosh.
And sometimes they throw it in your drink and you're not aware of it. Like, don't take drinks from people when you're out, because they will store it in your drink and then it start act out.
And that's why my mother used to tell us, so when you go out and if you put on your drink and you go bathroom and come back, you know, bother drink no more. You get a new drink, and if you can't afford a new drink, then you just sit down.
Yeah.
Because people could do things. But I want to know if Molly is the same thing that I know of ecstasy as a drug back in 2000 when people had to be mindful.
There's so many of those drugs out there, Diane, you call one, you use an acronym MDML, something like that. That's a drug. That's one of those drugs. But there's several of those kind of hallucination drugs out there that you never know what it is.
Merciful. Then I couldn't name it after one man. Why do I have to name it after a woman that call it Molly?
Molly is loose. Gets you loose.
Okay,
so Johnny.
Why is it that you would want it named after a man? Because a woman
I use it. Have to call it Molly now. Answer is a female name and then a weird.
A woman I use it. A woman I use it.
I know the woman I use it. What you talk about? Everybody I use it. No one man just giving testimony a while ago.
Yes, it's him and say what it did for him, and I never wanted to get half.
That's the man alone.
They should have called it Sam. What Molly?
Where am I? Okay, Johnny said it's better to learn the. Okay, I read that part. Garvan said Jamaicans who criticize English speakers or twangers are low life. Did I read that right? Did I read that right, Garvan? VM said that was a topic, Dr. Diana. Johnny said, that's right, Michelle. The same follow fashion stuff influenced by foreign media internet. That is true. Johnny said, Jamaica, where's your moral pride and your cultural awareness? Love yourself first and always. Johnny said, Molly is so early 2000 in the US. Jamaica just a pickup. Johnny said, ecstasy is something else, very different from Molly. What will they do when Jamaica decide to catch up to America and do bath salts? Oh no!
Bath salt is what you put in your bath to relax and when you just
high too. Give you
so what them with the bath salt now, Joni? That's another day.
As I said, men put it in women's drinks. Just the leg of the weed. So they said client is not speaking proper English. That is true.
Well, some people just pump on the water, you're good. That's English, man.
We've come a long way. We've come a long way because, you know, as I drive around our country nowadays, every stop I make, there's someone doing this, you know. Every stop. Not someone, some people doing this. And you know, when I go
scratching their hands, what?
Yeah,
scratching hands?
I scratch it and then put when they scratch out that, they put that paper and smoke.
Needed.
Yeah.
Good and proper.
And we couldn't do that when we were growing up at all, because that was really nobody could smoke weed in that. You got to jail. So I was surprised, you know, more than anything else, that there was so many of us doing it. right? And so many, I mean, a lot of young people, fully by young people. And it made me wonder, did the mentality of youth change? Or was it that those kids really wanted to do it, but they never get a chance to do it back in the days when they grew up? Or what is it? What changed? What changed? Why is it that so many of us are doing it?
Yeah. But you know what's funny? When I step into New York, like when I was in New York, like every other corner you see a weed truck. Like, you know, before people hide with the weed, but every corner you see people sell weed. I'm like, wow, the world has changed.
Changed by.
Lord, we're done. We're getting down into our last 15 minutes, and we did say that we would do birthday shout outs. So if anybody having birthdays or family members that would use this opportunity, since I saw none in my email address, I saw no notices to celebrate in my emails before I came on. So if persons would just indicate, is there anybody celebrating a birthday today or this week? I have 2 people that I will celebrate.
Or anniversary.
Or anniversary. What kind of anniversary?
But then, but then what did you do for independence? Because you didn't come to the show during independence after all.
I went up to the hills for emancipation. I went camping. I had shared that you weren't on the show. Michelle and I spoke about my going camping up at Hollywell, which is past the soldier camp and go further up, and that we spent the whole day there and how fun it was. And then on Independence Day, I don't remember.
Did they have a restroom up there, Diana?
They have full-blown bathroom with shower too. And if you don't want to use that, you can go down to the waterfall. And if you don't want to use that, you can go a bush. Yes.
I want to do a birthday shout out. Athena is barking.
Okay, so yes, that's what I did. I didn't I don't remember what I did Independence Day.
You're actually on the show. In color.
But in my Jamaican color. I don't know what I did after anyway. So that's that.
Well, you went to Mellow.
Oh, I went to Mellow. That was totally fabulous. That, for those who don't know, Mellow is where they put on the top performances for from the JCDC competition.
Island-wide competition.
Grand celebration, and it was good. And I got good tickets. So I was right there to see. I didn't miss a beat. And they even gave us water in the good seats that I got.
Young people don't understand this thing, because I was telling you that the name of that thing was not Mellow, and it was called.
It is Mellow.
It was called Bragadap, run by Miss Louise Bennett. And I performed there 3 times. Okay, it was called Bragadap.
Bragadap, all right. So when did Bragadap end? That is a question.
I never heard about Mellow. I never heard about Mellow. But what I enjoyed though was the Kings of Dancehall thing with the old people with the old
DJs. Yes, I enjoyed. I spoke about that too. Buru Bantan with him.
Yeah. What was it? Listen, let me see if I can find that through there.
There was Josie Wales who was there too. Yes.
That
was a good one. I did enjoy that night. But my thing though was Mellow, and then I enjoyed it as well. So we had fun on that one.
Okay, let me
pick up the Grand Gala because that was just too much.
Okay, I just want to shout out my best friend's sister. Her birthday is August 16th, Simone Genius. I want to wish you a great day. And, life wouldn't be the same without you.
Yay, Simone, we're all wishing you a happy birthday. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the rest of the week. And all the best for another great year. And on the 17th, I want to wish Mrs. Dustley Redwood happy birthday. Mrs. Redwood, I'll find time. We will get together and share a few drinks. She's down there in her space. She's a retired Scotia banker for those who probably are familiar with her. She's worked at King Street, Scotia Center in head office, or Ligani branch. So Mrs. Redwood, wish you a happy birthday. And today is June South Robinson's birthday. She's not on, She's in London, so she probably a little bit ahead of us. But today in Jamaica time is her birthday. So June, happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you back soon in Jamaica.
Dan, here's Burrow.
You have to share sound. We not hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, Burro man. Let me tell the Burro big and he belly up on the belly button.
Oh, yes, it was a nice show. Well, I think we're coming to the end of our show. It's like 10 minutes too.
Yeah, but we still have some more comments.
Okay.
Johnny is saying that no bath salts are being used to get people high, by young people. So are they sniffing it? I guess I'll Google it. Millicent says driving under the influence includes marijuana. It does impair your driving. Research. Thank you. Proves that. Althea says sometimes you see parents and children doing it together. What? This cat? It can't be, it can't be the weed out there. So don't say so.
Time change, the world change.
Does Leo still have his oldies show? Anyone can answer. Millicent is asking.
Yeah, he does.
I do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This evening from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. Tomorrow 5 p.m. to 8. And it was fun last night. We went some oldies, 1980s love song. They were just the best thing. And we lost what's her name again from Australia?
Oh, Oliver Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John, yes. So we played some songs.
So what time is the show tonight?
From 6 p.m. 6 p.m.
your time?
My time. And then 5 p.m. tomorrow evening.
So tomorrow evening, after people done them Sunday dinner, 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. tonight. So the show is on. And next weekend, guys, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night is a live show in Georgia. Where in Georgia is that, Leo?
Yeah, ask me.
You have to find the details.
If you're living in Georgia, come join us. You can come join us.
If you're living anywhere in America, wanna come for the weekend.
Let me see if you can find it.
About this weekend, suppose you want to come.
It says
it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It says Little Killing Meet and Greet, August 19 to 21, 3472 Stacy Court, Northeast Marietta, Georgia. Marietta. White Out Friday night, semi-formal Saturday, and serenading Sunday. Right? You never hear that one, that serenade. So it's in Marietta.
Put it up against the camera so we can see the flyer. Is there a flyer?
No, I'm not going to do it myself. See? How that go now?
Camera. Where can I know where camera is? So is you one going to be on it or the other people them going to be there?
There are about 6 or 7 DJs that's going to be there.
Okay, so it's Friday and it is 3472 Stacy Court, Northeast, Marietta 300. Is there a number people can call to get details?
Yeah, of course. Call me, Leo Gilling, 909-438-1819.
Put it in the chat.
Huh?
Put it in the chat so Michelle can post it for you. All right. Thank you very much, Leo, for sharing that. So the link for the show, he's on mightyenforcers.com. Somewhere over there. And you see all of them and you click on the show. So and
Dan is on there every week. But Michelle comes, right? But Dan is there and she have a lot of fun. But
I enjoy it. People ask me, first I tell them what I eat, and then who for vex because me eat roast pork vex. Who wants some quarrel still because they want some. So that's it for the show. Lorna Hamilton Blackwood says, happy birthday to my friend of 55 years, Barbara Cummins Williams. What date is her birthday, Lorna? But that's fabulous. She's had a friend for 55 years, longer than we have lived, some of us, longer than we have been around. And she's had a friend from 55 years who is having a birthday today. This is or sometime this week. Very awesome. Miss Barbara Cummins Williams, wishing you happy birthday.
Well, tell her it's for Barbara Cummins there, so that we can do a good proper and proper thing.
Yeah, she not tell me what the birthday date is, and she not tell me where she live. She must know when we get none of the cake. But I don't know long not to be a mean somebody. And she go send box.
Yeah, it will greedy. It will yummy. Look, somebody will catch you one day. Tie you up
But
in the
not
box.
catch me there for me can cook.
All right, guys. I am gonna go. But
All right. So
It was fun.
it was a good day.
Yeah.
Guys, you have a wonderful, all of you out there in La La Land, have a wonderful day, and we will talk again. See you Tuesday night.
Bye.